Greetings, folks. Today is Thursday, April the 25th, 2019. My name is Tom Lineweaver, and this is my commentary. And you know, my commentary has been basically all over the place. And it might be confusing as to what I believe. So I'm going to tell you what I believe. 1. I believe in Christ. First and foremost, I believe in Christ. I believe in the teachings of Christ. And somebody might wonder, well, if you believe in the teachings of Christ, how it wasn't Christ loving? How is it that you rant and rave about different things? Well, I rant and rave about different things because Christ did. Remember him clearing the temple? He fashioned a whip. And he didn't go up to them, oh, please get out, you're turning my father's... No, he went and yelled at them, get the hell out of here! Yes. When you go back into the Greek, and when you go back into the original languages, that's exactly what Christ told them. You don't believe that? Look it up. Go study it. I have. He said, in his language, the equivalent of the English phrase, get the hell out of here. You had these bunch of capitalistic hellions that were turning the house of God into a den of thieves. And so he told them to get the hell out. Alright. So, also, when he saw the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the scribes, doing injustices, he spoke out against it. Jesus was a radical. He was. I don't know what party he would be in. I would probably think he'd be closer to the Democrats than he would be. I mean, can you imagine what conservatives today would say about Christ? I mean, Christ would say to the churches, you're turning the house of God into a den of thieves. Anyway, okay. It's incredible. The churches today don't even look at what Christ did and the things that he taught. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe in the teachings of Christ. And by the way, what I just said reminds me of an episode of Last Man Standing, where in a conversation somewhere, Ryan said to Kyle, I thought your God was loving. And Kyle said, and I love this, yeah, but he's not a wuss about it. God is not a wuss. God, when you look at the Old Testament, you will see much about the wrath of God. So yeah, God is loving, but he is not a wuss about it. By the way, the word wuss means wimp. Okay? God is certainly no wimp. And I talked about Christ throwing out the money changers. Christ was not a wimp either. Okay. So I believe in Christ. I believe in his teachings and all the ramifications. And by the way, do you ever read Ephesians 5:11? We are not to have anything to do with the works of darkness, but rather expose them. So, that's what I'm doing. I'm ranting and raving and exposing darkness. Okay. Number 2, I believe in the Constitution. The Constitution is a limitation upon government. Federal, state, and local governments. It's a limitation on all the governments of the land. Why? Because every elected official throughout the country must take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. And so if you have the federal government, the state government, and the local governments supporting the Constitution, we would have a much different country today. So yes, there's a part of me that believes that if we're not going to get our government back under the Constitution, we should get rid of governments. You see, anarchy says we oppose rulers, not rules. And I think I went into about anarchy before. What is anarchy? So yeah, we have a constitution that limits government, but it does not limit people. Not at all. And so for any government anywhere to pass laws to limit people, it is unconstitutional. Now, obviously, even anarchy believes in a certain amount of order. You know, there are certain natural rules to live by. For example, and I think the natural rule that applies is what we call the golden rule. Hey, this is my life. You can't take it. But the golden rule says, I want you to do to me what I want you to do to me. I want you to treat me the way you want to be treated. I want to treat you the way I want to be treated. And if we lived by that, what a wonderful country we would have. We would understand that murder is wrong. You don't have a right to take somebody else's life. You don't have a right to take somebody else's property. So, there are certain rules that we need, and they are natural to human beings. They are natural rules. And those are the only rules we need to have an orderly society. So yeah, I don't have a problem with laws against murder or theft. I don't have a problem with that. But beyond that, we should be free. Beyond those natural rules, we should be free. But government goes beyond those natural rules. And when they do that, I believe they're unconstitutional. I believe that. Because the Constitution, nowhere does it say the people cannot do this. Constitution is not a limit upon the people of America. It is a limitation upon government. And it's a shame that people don't understand that. I mean, I wish the American people understood that the Constitution is not a bad document. Getting back to the Constitution would be the best way to solve all of our problems. Anyway, okay, that's what I believe, folks. I believe in Christ and all the ramifications, and I believe in the Constitution and all those ramifications. But if we can't have a government that is under the Constitution, then yes, let's get rid of it. I'd much rather see anarchy than this monstrosity called our government. People need to be free. As it is, we have a government that enslaves everybody. Anyway, folks, it's time. It's time to make a decision. Do we want to keep this monstrosity of a government, or do we want to get rid of it? They either follow the Constitution or we get rid of it. That's it. Folks, that is what I believe. Leave comments below. Tell me what you think. I'm Tom Lionel Weaver, and that's my commentary.